Cameron O'Neill on the campus of University of Central Arkansas in Conway. Cameron, thank you for having me today.
Thank you for having me. How you guys doing? My name is Cameron. I'm from Stuttgart, Arkansas. I'm 18 years old, and I'm a freshman here at UCF.
And you're majoring in computer engineering, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. Well, Cameron, I know that even though the traditional freshman classes started just a few weeks ago,
Right.
you were actually here before then. If I remember correctly, you started the second summer session
Yes, ma'am.
in July because
Yes,
you
ma'am.
wanted to get kind of a head start. So
Yes.
tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, ma'am. I decided early on in my summer that I wanted to make sure that I was well acquainted with. The campus in my new home. So I participated in the summer start program, and I took 6 hours over the summer.
Wow.
And I started in early July.
Okay,
So
okay.
I had about a good 5 weeks prior to the fall semester to get ready.
Prior to
And-
everybody else showing up on campus.
Yes.
You were already moved in.
Right,
We're sitting in
right.
Bernard Hall, by the way, which
Exactly.
is Cameron's dorm, so you're already settled.
Yes, ma'am. I'm at home. I'm at home right now. I'm at home.
Well, I know you're probably very glad that you started early, and that kind of allowed you to kind of feel the lay of the land, learn your way
Exactly.
around campus,
Exactly.
learn the ins and outs of freshman life. Tell us
Mhm.
what it has been like and what you've learned so far about freshman life, particularly balancing academics with social and all these
Yes,
things that are
absolutely.
required of you as a freshman.
Absolutely. A lot of my teachers and a lot of my, adults in my life, they always make sure that they tell me at least once whenever I see them that, make sure that you're on top of your studies.
Right.
And, I've always heard that throughout high school, but when I got to college, it hit kind of differently. It hit home because
Right.
they mean it literally. In high school, they tell you what to do. You kind of be in potty trained, but when you're in college, you're on your own.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
You're responsible
Exactly,
for
you're
your decisions,
responsible.
your time management.
So as far as balance goes, my rule of thumb is handle your business, or HYB.
HYB,
Yes,
I
ma'am,
love
handle
that.
your
Don't y'all
business.
like that?
And essentially what that is what I consider it. You always make sure you take care of your responsibilities before you do anything else.
Right.
So, if you plan on going out to eat or something like that, make sure the homework's done. You know what I mean? Make sure that you're up on your studies. Make sure that you're ready for the test the next morning, because that's exactly what I was doing yesterday. I stayed in the library until 10 o'clock last night.
Wow.
Just to study for a test. Even though I have been studying the whole week, you always want to make sure you're in tip top shape. So that's before you do anything.
You want to be well prepared.
Right. And my mom knows I love video games. I like to go out, I like to have fun, I like to be around this beautiful campus, but you gotta take care of your work.
Right. I love HYB. I'm gonna start using that.
Yes, ma'am.
So, speaking of your mom and handling your business and the influence she had on you, a support system and how important it is as a student, particularly as a freshman, because you're changing seasons. You
Yes.
mentioned you're going from
Yes.
high school to where a lot of the decisions are being made for you, either by your parents, your principal, teacher, but all of a sudden you are catapulted into this new environment,
Right.
stepping off into just the next phase of that young adulthood, if
Exactly.
you will. So talk to us about the importance of having a good, solid support system through this time.
Well, I want to kind of piggyback off of what you said about, the change of seasons. It's more
Right.
like your whole life is going to change,
Yeah.
because you're going from, there's several things going on. You're changing schools,
Okay.
and, more than likely you're going to be in a new environment. You may be in a new city, as well as you're going to be away from your parents. You're going to be
Right.
outside of their house,
Right.
or you may not be outside of their house, but there's still a change of, like a life change, You're older now, and there's a lot more expected of you.
Right.
I was speaking with my mom today, and I was at the doctor's office, and I had to fill out paperwork, and I had to call her because there's certain information that I didn't know,
Right,
and she
right.
mentioned like, you're 18 now, right? So you have to know these things,
Yeah.
and it's those things. It's
Right.
more of a life change, and
Yeah.
but one thing that I want to make sure that I inform everyone on is that support is everything. You know what I mean? I'm blessed to say that I have an amazing support system from my mother, my grandmother, aunts, uncles. I come from a very scholarly family, so everyone in my family has gone on the college route. And growing up, it's not really an option for for my cousins and my siblings, But I say that to say this, support is everything, and it doesn't just have to come from family. It can come from friends, even your church. My church had a huge role in my college success. Whenever I went to church, every Sunday I would speak to my pastor. He would, he stayed on me about my grades more than just as much as my mom and my grandmother did. So yeah, support is everything, whether it be moral support, financial support, just being there. Make sure that you're on your stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Cameron, that's some wonderful advice, and I'm almost certain that right now watching, we have either some high school juniors, perhaps some seniors, and or their parents or loved ones who know that these students are going to be faced with making those same exact decisions.
Right.
That you mentioned earlier. You even had some friends who are juniors or seniors. They're already making college visits. They're researching universities. They're checking out to see what's available, and so it's an interesting and a scary, could be kind of a scary time.
And it happens so fast.
You're right.
It happens so
blink.
fast. I mean, I remember it wasn't last year, like that I was writing scholarship essays, applying for scholarships, getting my recommendation letters in. So it happened so fast. All this is happening. I was in high school 6 months ago, less than 6 months ago.
And then boom, here you are.
And boom, here you are, and it's full speed. You gotta hit the ground running. So, to respond to what you're saying, as far as what I have to say to my high school juniors and my high school seniors, class of 2020, you guys want to make sure that you're on your stuff. And like I said, handle your business.
Right.
So that means that you need to make sure that you're getting in good with your teachers, make sure that you're online, not just on social media, looking up scholarships, make sure you're writing those essays, doing everything, make sure your grades are in order as well, and you have to do all of that until you walk across that stage. You have to.
You have to just stay on it.
Exactly. Even though right now it's just September, you have to do this all the way up until December, and then after that, and then January, February, March, and then all the way up until May or April, whenever you graduate. So it's a nonstop thing. So make sure that you're doing that, and that's all I think.
Well, you evidently had your ducks in a row, and you have been on that. Like you mentioned, you had lots of encouragement, you had that support system, but you also developed your own self-discipline, and you have to be self-motivated and self-disciplined. And parents, we want you to know your students are going to be okay.
Right.
Cameron and I were talking about that earlier. He said, I realize how, especially us moms, we can get a little worried and worried about our babies away from
it was
the
hard
mama's
for my
nest.
grandmother. It was harder for my grandmother and my mother than it was for me. It didn't hit me until the day I left, until all my stuff was outside of my room.
Yeah, you're like, I'm really leaving.
Yes, and then weeks prior to that, they were getting emotional about it. Right. It didn't hit me until that day. But the funny thing is, like the week afterwards, I came home and all my stuff was gone. They had my whole room was changed, so it's gonna be okay. Clearly, they coped with it. They coped with it. You know what I mean? They coped with it.
Well, thank you again. I know that you on the campus every day, you're such an encouragement to others.
Thank you.
I'm just excited and proud for you that you are making that difference right here on the campus of UCA. And thank you for sharing your heart and your best practices with me and with our viewers. And is there anything else before we close? Any last words of advice you would give? I mean, you unloaded quite a lot of stuff, but one more thing?
One more thing. I would be doing a disservice to all of my juniors and seniors if I did not tell you guys about the FAFSA. FAFSA applications start on October 1st. That is, weeks from now. So,
oh gosh,
October 1st, you first come, first serve. That's all I'm gonna say. So make sure you guys are on that, and that plays into make sure you have your scholarships in order and all that. So handle your business.
Got to complete. It goes right back to that. The FAFSA.
That's all I just want to remind everybody.
If there's nothing else y'all learn from this, it's HYB.
Exactly. Handle your business. Please.
Well, Cameron, this has been so much fun. Again, I appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
And we're going to be seeing each other again soon. I'm going to be keeping up with
You're
you
welcome
to
here on
see how you're doing. So with that, y'all, I'll say thank you so much again for following Southern Inspirations as we continue to tell good stories about good people doing good things across the South. Please contact us if you know of any stories that we should be sharing, and if you know of anyone who would like to be a social partner and come alongside us in sponsorship of these stories. So thank you again so much. I hope you've been encouraged, and I hope you will go out and encourage someone today on this National Day of Encouragement. Live life